What's going on, YouTubers? Your boy, Dalyxman, and welcome to Q&A number 3 for Dalyxman's Corner. You know what to do. If you have a question you want me to answer, please place it on my Ask FM page, and you might be lucky to have your question answered next week. Because I'm going to answer all these questions in a 10-minute to 15-minute span. And if I don't get to your question, I apologize ahead of time, but maybe I will get to it next week. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get to a question that is right off the press here. Apparently, the WWE has released Josh Mathews. What are my thoughts on it? I don't have any. He wasn't being used. He didn't really do much, and honestly, I'm kind of glad, because Josh is one of those talents I believe could do better somewhere else. I thought him and Matt Striker was a really good commentary team on Superstars, SmackDown. Don't even remember what show it was. Maybe it was Saturday Morning Slam. Whatever the case is, him and Matt Striker made a really good commentary team, and I am ashamed to say that he was better at some points than Cole and Lawler. But the WWE didn't see it that way, so they got rid of him. Sorry, Josh, maybe you can do better things somewhere else. You know, because WWE is making big cuts right now, so don't be surprised if you see more of this. How do I feel about Kevin Steen signing with the WWE? I love it. I am excited. I think Kevin Steen is going to murder, massacre, and do all kinds of crazy stuff in the WWE. First, when he comes, and that's going to take a while because he has to finish his tenure in ROH. And that won't happen until the next pay-per-view, I believe. So we most likely won't see him until September-ish. Maybe a little bit later than that. Maybe even next year. I don't know. But whatever the case is, Kevin Steen, when he gets to the WWE roster, which will most likely be NXT first, he is going to turn a lot of heads, and I cannot wait for it. And Kevin Steen is the type of talent that I believe can adapt and grow in any environment around. If he needs to be Mr. Entertainment, he will be Mr. Entertainment. If he needs to be Mr. Wrestling, he will be Mr. Wrestling. He can hold a character. He can be a good wrestler. Wherever the WWE needs him to be, he will be it, and be it to the best of his ability. And I can't wait for him. What is the greatest WrestleMania main event today? In my personal opinion, The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 17, because to me, that was like the big first time big match as a kid. You know, people lived to see Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior, and the list goes on. For me, my era's big match was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock. I lived to see that. I was around to see that happen. These two were the biggest superstars of wrestling at the time, and what a place to collide at. WrestleMania 17, to me, one of the best WrestleManias ever, if not the best WrestleMania ever. It was great. I mean, they had a match before this at WrestleMania 15. It was good, but not as high stakes as this one. And despite the ending with Austin turning heel, which, again, in hindsight, everybody has said this, even Austin himself, I would have done it differently. I would have just had Austin stun Vince and just move on. But still, that match was exciting. I love the brawling. I love everything about it. The perfect, if not the best, WrestleMania main event to this day. So there you go. That is my answer. My personal opinion, by the way. Do you think Wade Barrett versus Dolph Ziggler, the IC Championship match on Raw, can be a candidate for Match of the Year? At this point in time, yes, I think it definitely can. Will it? The time will tell. As time goes by over the year, maybe we will get more matches that will be better than this one. If so, awesome. If not, absolutely, definitely a Match of the Year candidate right now. Who do you think are the early favorites to win the Royal Rumble this year? I'm assuming for 2015. I'll give you 5 people: Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Daniel Bryan, Bray Wyatt. I'm not going to say CM Punk because he's not going to return. I'm going to say, that's a good one. It was a really good one. Batista, no. Triple H, no. Cena, no. Orton, no. I'm trying to get away from them. Someone, Cesaro. There you go, Cesaro. Do you think they should bring up Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn at the same time and put them in a tag team and rehash their ROH storyline? Sure, why not? I think that would be pretty awesome. That's a great storyline to have them come into the main roster with. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, ROH did a storyline with Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn, who was then known as El Generico, where they were tag team, and Kevin Steen went crazy. And then he turned on, Sami Zayn. And the storyline built up for an entire year. And then they had their blow off on Final Battle 2010. One of the best matches I've ever seen. So if they rehashed that storyline, that very storyline, and brought the tag team up to do that very storyline when he comes in, all for it, definitely. Everyone is expecting Cena or Orton to win the Money in the Bank match. But what if Kane wins and then loses to Daniel Bryan at Battleground if Bryan makes his return early? I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, that is a very likely scenario. I think Bryan should, if not come out of SummerSlam champion, he should go in as champion at least. How about that? That's what I would like, because I would like Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. At this point in time, we might not get that. And someone's other question pretty much asks, how do I feel about a John Cena versus Brock Lesnar match? It's like this. If Brock Lesnar is going to have a match at SummerSlam, first off, but if he's going to face Cena, he needs to win. He won't win cleanly. It would be awesome if he won cleanly, but as long as he beats Cena and walks out as champion, I will deal with Cena for 2 months. I don't want to deal with it. I loathe that the WWE is going to go back to their safe zone and give the belt back to Cena every single time they hit rock bottom in terms of, financial spots or just ruts, period. But it is what it is. That's what the WWE does. It sucks. If the Funkadactyls, Naomi and Cameron, were to split up, who would you turn heel and who would you turn face? That's easy. Cameron, because she's just a very dislikable human being. Because she's not a very good human being. It doesn't matter if it's on the show, Total Divas, or on the wrestling program. She is just a very bad person. And she doesn't care about anybody but herself. Naomi, very likable, very athletic, the better wrestler, everything around. Yes, she should turn face. And they might actually do that at Money in the Bank. And we might actually get a feud between Cameron and Naomi, which is, it's okay. I wouldn't be mad at it. Thoughts on TNA bringing back the 6-side ring? I don't really care. Honestly, okay, I'll be positive. At this point in time, it's a step in the right direction. This is something TNA needed to do a long time ago. Like, I'm talking 2011 time ago, which they did, and then they went back to 4-sided ring, which was stupid. Whatever the case is, TNA needs to re-establish their identity if they want to stand any chance of surviving. And the 6-sided ring is a step in the right direction, although I believe they're only doing it because they're going to go to the NYC tapings to get in front of that ruckus crowd in the Hammerstein Ballroom where ECW used to be at. So they're only doing it so they won't get creamed by the audience. But yeah, I guess for a short-term experience, it's the best decision they've ever made. Long-term, I don't think they're going to stick with it, so we'll have to see what happens. Do you believe there is any continuity in Michael Cole now supporting Daniel Bryan since the Royal Rumble, considering his feud with him on NXT and SmackDown? Yeah, I can see it. Because Michael Cole used to despise Daniel Bryan. And then over time, apparently, he just grew respect for him. He thought he sucked. He thought he was nothing. Well, he can't say it now because he became something. He became the top guy in the WWE. And honestly, I wish they would have played that up a lot more. I would have loved to have seen the transformation of Michael Cole becoming a Daniel Bryan fan played up more over the years, because I think the feud between him and Michael Cole when he first came in was one of the best things on TV. On NXT, on WWE, it was awesome. And it actually helped him become the top babyface character in a sense, because Cole was a douchebag. Cole overall, babyface or heel, is just a douchebag anyway, so I think anybody he goes against will be liked. Kind of like what Cena's problem is. Anyways, which WrestleMania is worse in your opinion, 27 or 29? 27? Oh my god! 27 was a terrible WrestleMania. If Triple H and Taker did not happen on that show, the second one, that would probably be the absolute worst WrestleMania of all time. Especially since it had one of the worst matches of all time. To me, the worst match. Cole versus Jerry the King Lawler. Terrible. I'm not going to get into it because I'll waste the entire freaking Q&A on it. CM Punk. Here's a CM Punk question. CM Punk is gone, but do you think he will be in the Hall of Fame in the near future? Give it about 5 or 10 years. Yeah, I can see it happening. Now, in terms of 3 years down the line, no. 5 years might even be too soon. But after some time, like a decade or so, and they've cleared the air, yeah, I can see it happening. I think they have no choice but to put CM Punk in the Hall of Fame because he's done so much for the company, and he's such a big name that for them not to do it would be stupid at this point in time. So there you go. Let me see. If Taker did defeat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, hypothetically, do you believe he should retire or have another match the very next year? After that match with Lesnar, I'm more convinced that he should call it a day, because that was not a good match. Even if he did beat Lesnar, I would still say that was a terrible match, because that was really bad. I don't think he's in shape to really have one more match. And if he does, who's he going to face? Now, honestly, I would have had him face Cena, which is like the very last match he should have had in my personal opinion. But other than that, it's like Cena or Sting, and Sting at this point in time is not old enough to even have a match himself. So I would just say call it a day. Me personally, the WWE would most likely say one more match with Cena and then call it a day. But I say just give it a rest. I don't think he's ready to even compete anymore. If the Cruiserweight Championship was reinstated, who should be the first person to hold the title? I would give it to Tyson Kidd. Tyson Kidd has been so underutilized and so underappreciated for a very long time. I would have him be the focal point of the division for now, and then use him to establish people like, well, I was going to say Evan Bourne, but he's gone. But, Adrian Neville, the High Flyer, Sin Cara, Kalisto, maybe even Sami Zayn for, like, the first thing to bring him in. Help people establish him for his, wrestling ability. Maybe Kofi Kingston, maybe Justin Gabriel, and others that can really, really fly over time to help reestablish high-flying, fast-paced wrestling, which is something that WWE is lacking a lot nowadays. What do you think about Snooki possibly returning again? If she returns, I guess she'll be a benefit to the WWE Divas division. Who knows? Maybe not. I don't know. Really don't care. Don't really see a big deal with Snooki. And finally, is Renee Young a wrestler or not? No, she's not. I'm not going to end it on that. Let me do one more. Oh, great. Is the beef between you and Bill and Doug squashed? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I believe it is. If it's not, maybe he'll make a video response to my latest video. If he does, go for it. Again, what I said in that video is how I felt, and I don't apologize for it. Again, if they don't make a video response, it's squashed. Let's move on. But thank you guys for those questions. This is going to bring an end to this week's Q&A. Again, if I missed you, I apologize. Hopefully, maybe, I will get to your question next week. But thanks for watching. This is your boy, Dalyxman, signing off. You guys take care. See you next week.